My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my favorite UnderDog Fantasy entry for UFC Vegas 289. If you don't know what UnderDog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here and you literally just say higher or lower than the numbers you see on the screen. And if you're correct, you can 20 times your money. 20 times your money just by saying higher or lower than some numbers on the screen. You could even do the insured payout option where you get some wrong and you still get paid. You can 10 times your money, 6 times your money, you get some wrong, 3 times your money if you're getting some wrong. It's a ton of fun. It's super easy. And I'm going to give you my favorite entry right now. But before I do, get your free money. They will literally give you free money to play this. All you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog. And if you use promo code WWP, they will match your deposit. If you give them $20, they'll give you $20. If you give them $100, they'll give you $100. Instantly ready to play, no strings attached. Get your free money. wewantpicks.com/underdog. That promo code is WWP. Let's jump in. I mentioned you can 20 times your money. You have to do a 5. Pick 5 of these to 20 times your money. This week is a little trickier than some other weeks. So I'm not going to do a full 5. I'm going to give you 3 that I'm confident in. I'm going to give you a few others, and then you can build your own entries. You can build as many as you want, so you don't need to only build one single entry. And right off the rip, I am liking Amanda Nunes higher on fantasy points. You could also do higher on 2.5 takedowns. So pick between those two, whichever one you're more comfortable with, because frankly, I think she's going to get a ton of takedowns in this fight. I think she's going to come out. She'll strike a little bit with Aldana. If she's having incredible success striking, then she could probably put her out on her feet. If she's not having a ton of success, which is a possibility, Aldana's a very good striker. So if Amanda Nunes is not having the success on her feet that she thought she might, then she's going to go to the wrestling. She just did that in her last fight. She has several fights like Durandamine, where she went heavy with the takedowns. And I think that's what this is going to look like. I'm so excited about these payouts. I can't talk. But seriously, I think the fantasy points is probably the better play because that accounts for a knockout. That accounts for a submission. Maybe she only needs 1 takedown. But I do, in all reality, think there's going to be multiple takedowns. I think this fight probably goes a little bit longer than people are expecting. So I'm going to do the higher on fantasy points. I don't think she'll have much of a problem doing that. As we work our way down, Beneil Dariush, 1.5 takedowns. That's a tricky line. I don't know if he's going to shoot any takedowns at all. He may not need to, right? He's got big, heavy hands. Who knows? That fight could go a million different directions, so I'm not going to touch that. But what I do like, if we work our way down, is Nasruddin Emavov higher than 62.5 significant strikes. And that is a high strike number, but let's look at the fight. He's fighting Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is also a striker. Chris Curtis is not going to be looking to shoot a takedown. Nasruddin Emavov does wrestle occasionally. He's not a huge, heavy wrestler, but he does wrestle occasionally. But again, he's fighting Chris Curtis, who has some of the best takedown defense in that division. So this fight will be standing. And if you go dig through Chris Curtis's stats, almost every single one of his opponents has landed this number or higher. So I think this is going to be a striking affair. I think Nasruddin Emavov is going to put those numbers up, and I think we get past this 62.5 significant strikes. What seems like a trap line, by the way, is 2 takedowns from Miranda Maverick. There's a lot of questions in that fight. She's fighting a much more accomplished wrestler than herself. So she may struggle with the takedowns. Oftentimes what happens when you get 2 wrestlers, it's whoever's shooting first. So if Miranda's going to come out there and shoot instantly and start shooting early and often, then she could get past this number. But if Jasmine is going to start shooting early, and she is the more accomplished wrestler, she's actually wrestled outside of MMA, has a wrestling career throughout her life, then we're not going to see this number. So I'm going to leave that 2 takedowns on the board. I'm not going to touch that at all. But the last one I like here is actually in Rivals. So right now we're in higher, lower. This is Pick'ems. We're just saying higher or lower. If I click on Rivals, what this is going to do is give you each fight. And you're just going to say who in this fight is going to get more of the number you see on the screen. For example, significant strikes. Who's going to land more? Irene Aldana or Amanda Nunes? They know, in all likelihood, it's probably Amanda. So let's give Irene 9.5 to start. So that's what we're working with here. So let's work our way down, because I'll tell you right now, I like the Maria Oliveira matchup here, and that is the first fight of the night. They're giving her 4.5 strikes to start. And the reason I like her is this is going to be a striking match. Diana Belbita is sort of a high-volume striker, dances around. Maria Oliveira also puts up very high strike numbers. throws with power. And I think they're going to go at it. I think this fight probably goes 15 minutes. And I think it's going to be a very close fight as far as the striking is concerned, and more specifically, the numbers are concerned. So Maria Oliveira is going to start with 4.5 strikes. So then it's who lands more. I think it's a razor-thin line. I think Maria Oliveira actually wins this fight. So I'm going to take her. They're giving her the handicap as well. So those are my 3 picks. Again, if you want to go Amanda Nunes over 2.5, you can do that. I've already got my entry built. So let's just take a look. It's exactly this, but this is the entry. I got Amanda higher than 67.55 fantasy points. Nasruddin Emavov higher than 62 strikes. And then Maria Oliveira in rivals. Guys, build your own entry. Use this information. If you want to copy this one, you can. But the most important thing is get your free money. Go to WeWantPicks.com/underdog. They will literally give you money to play this. Take that free money. WeWantPicks.com/underdog. Promo code WWP.